Alrighty, this is Gendrift here, and we're back with Ultimate Admiral's Dreadnaughts. And made a few changes to the ship. These are no longer quad torpedo mounts. We've added a bow torpedo, because in the previous battle, if we had a bow torpedo, it would have been kind of nice, but we didn't. So we've got it now. We've saved some money. Can't afford to do that. Oh, it's tonnage. It's just consistently a tonnage issue. What happens if we go with diesel? It's too heavy. Diesel 2? Still too heavy. So I can't spend any extra money on anything because I just go overweight. Well, I could actually increase the displacement slightly, and that would stay within cost. Can I upgrade the Citadel? Nope. Can we squeeze an extra knot out? Nope. Well, we can squeeze an extra half knot. And that brings me, again, pretty close. Let's boost armor until we can't. There we go. That's rather close, isn't it? Oh, there we go. 53,000 tons exactly. And we'll launch. Alrighty. That's a lot of sandbags. Sandbags don't actually do that much help when it comes to armor. They just add a lot of weight. It's not like a ship is going to be facing charged shaped charged warheads. So what's our armored cruiser looking like? 8-inch guns, torpedoes of a piss-poor range. That does 43 knots with 13-inch guns, and the 14-inch gun ship, which does 28 knots and is actually slower than our battleship. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Gotta love it when we get mismatched battle cruisers. Okay, but this time we can actually meet up with our battle cruisers, or attempt to. Do 30 knots, so the guy that does only 28 knots can kind of keep up. Christ. Okay. We actually got them all to meet up. And you're actually going to do slow. And they have found us. So the fire begins at max range. Those look like an interesting arrangement of 14-inch guns. I want you to speed up. Okay, we've got them all. For once, we've been given a situation where our fleet can actually unite before engaging, instead of the battleship having to engage on its own. You do not do that, and you join the line with the battleship. There we go. You've already been hit. What is the battleship shooting at? Is the battle... Shift, Alt, right click. Uh, 36% chance to hit. I actually want you to turn that way now. Okay. I do not like these guys. If I click on this, the game will be glitched out so that I can see the range of their torpedoes, which is 22 kilometers. Flooding. You're supposed to be heading that way. There's another big ship firing from way back there that must be a lot slower than this one. Yeah, my cruisers are firing at the destroyers, and I think I'll let them, because I'm more scared of these torpedoes than I am of the fire from this battleship. A battleship that has lost a turret already. That's a lot of 8-inch guns on that thing. You've been hit, but it doesn't say by what. You have a fire. The 5-inch guns are now joining in on shooting the destroyer. Oh, I don't like these destroyers. I really don't like these destroyers. Be nice if the battlecruiser hit it with these guns. But they're mostly missing. And I'm letting the battlecruisers shoot these because I'm actually far more scared of the torpedoes than I am of this thing's guns. Fire and floating. In fact, this entire line of destroyers I want sunk. They're way too close. But I'm not firing the 16-inch guns at them. Oh. Apparently, we'll be firing torpedoes. And if I'm firing torpedoes, it means they're probably firing torpedoes. Any hits, damage to a main gun and fire. That thing's got some heavy armor on it. Oh, more torpedoes. I don't have aft torpedo launchers, do I? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there's underwater torpedoes. That is way too close to the destroyers. 16-inch hit. So maybe you've got bigger guns than I expected. Yeah, you'll be going down pretty quick. Ruby sinks to heavy flooding. Well, if we keep going on ahead... Ah, you've joined. Good. You all can keep shooting the destroyers, because I want them gone. And your guns, if my guns have a hard time penetrating this thing with the 16 inches, your 13s and your 14s, which have already proven to be ineffective in previous battles, will not do diddly shit. So they're better off one-shotting destroyers on the occasional hit. Torpedoes. Oh, piss. You're shooting at my battle cruisers now. That's not helpful for me. And in a way it is. None of those shells hit. There we go. That was a shot meant for him. It shot past, completely annihilated this guy in a single blast. Haha. I'm pretty sure I heard torpedoes get launched. Ah, that is precisely what I want to see. A bunch of hits. It looks like the destroyers are backing off. You did indeed fire your torpedoes. Oh, they're probably backing off because here's a wave of torpedoes going at them. Oof. So many shots, so close. And they got hit with a 5-inch gun. We might just focus everybody down on the Royal Oak. Because I might be able just to shell it with a sheer amount of shells. There we go. There's a good hit in the destroyer. We're at such a point now that Alt-Shift, right-click against that, and we're not going to do a 7-inch hit mid-deck penetration. That's an achievement. That's not helpful. How fast are you going? You're going 23 knots, so I'm going to slow you down to 24. You can't really go much faster at the moment because you're taking water. Alter course of these guys slightly. Or maybe a little bit less than slightly. I'm not expecting these 13-inch guns to do too much to that battleship. They're close enough they might do something. And you're going to change course and cut in front just to help spot torpedoes. And you'll do it at your full speed. I've got everybody shooting this guy. There's one turret that is down. Yeah, the 13s and 14s are doing like 92 and 4 damage compared to the 16-inch guns, which are doing 251 and 171. It's just these smaller guns just don't pack the punch that is needed. Yeah, there's some of the enemy torpedoes. That one was probably launched by the Royal Oak, seeing as it's reloading its torpedoes. You're gonna go hard. You're gonna detach and then make a hard turn. Damn it. Oh, for fuck's sake. I try to give that guy an order to turn, but because he's in the so he can avoid the torpedoes, but because he's in the fucking division, it issues the turn orders to that guy. So this guy took both hits and immediately goes down. So there goes like the best chance that we had to actually win this thing. We might still have a chance. I don't know. Probably not. Yeah, the 13-inch guns just don't do anything. Of course, this had to be a freaking magazine debt. Yeah, the other battleship is way the hell back here. And look how much damage their guns do. Well, the 16-inch guns aren't doing all that much either, because the mid-belt is also quite thick, I believe. Yeah, 23.8 inches of armor on this sucker. We're going to have to get real close to do anything to it. At this range, what is your situation, other than getting hammered? 24% you can barely penetrate anything. Destroyed a secondary gun. There's another 500 points of damage. Your torpedoes are even worse range. Yeah, these 15-inch guns are not doing you any favors. And you're proving yourself chronically unable to do much. And you're already half flooded. This thing got a torpedo hit. That's kind of a surprise. How are you at 30? Barely any of your compartments are flooded. We got them down to 35%, and it's mostly the 16-inch guns doing it. To be honest, some people in the comments have been criticizing the way I've been fighting this battle. To be honest, if this was a campaign battle, I wouldn't be fighting this battle. I would just grab my ship and leave. If I had to, I'd fight them off to the point where they would retreat, and then I'd just pack up, turn around, and leave. This is not a battle I'd be fighting. But since it's a scenario, it's a battle I'm forced to fight. So some people are like, why are you shooting your guns at the destroyers? Because the torpedoes pose a bigger threat than the gunfire. As you saw with the battlecruiser that just literally exploded with 2 torpedoes. Because one was an ammunition detonation. And someone was like, and one person asked, why are you shooting at the light cruisers when they don't have torpedoes? Well, because they were less than half the distance from my ships as compared to the enemy battleships. They were pounding them with light shells, which can take out things like the radar, spotters, and so on, which all degrade the amount of firepower I can put down and the accuracy rate, which is something I don't need. So instead of letting a light cruiser with its 6-inch gun destroy my superstructure, I am going to take them down because I value actually having a superstructure and be able to shoot straight. But the reality is, if this was a campaign battle, I would not be fighting this. I would turn tail and leave and just let the timer run out. Because the ships are worth more than the potential victory in this. And the potential victory is such a remote chance, as you can see from this being many attempts, that it is just honestly not worth fighting this battle. It just isn't. And that's one reason this battle is just frustrating to me, because it is literally not worth it. I'm throwing 2 battle cruisers, quote-unquote battle cruisers, some of these things, like this does 43.5 knots, but the other one was doing 28 knots, and that was utter trash. But it's just like, this battle is literally not worth the effort. It's not worth the risk whatsoever, and it's not one I'd pick to fight. But because of the scenario with the ships, you have to. And so here I am. We actually got the Ark Royal, and it wasn't really thanks to any of the freaking 12-inch guns at all. The battlecruisers didn't do shit because their guns aren't heavy enough. You slow down. And we got this one down to 16 and 16, and it's going to fix itself. Any more flooding? There we go, we're getting lucky. Good, so the Ark Royal is down. The other battleship is probably going to turn to run, although it only does 20.5 knots, which is great because the Odin only does 18. So it can turn around and run all the livelong day at once. It doesn't matter. I can't catch up to it. Yeah, he's already turned to run. This battle, if this were a campaign, is not remotely near worth the effort, nor is it remotely near worth the risk. And now I've got to restart it again. Got to restart it again. Because I wasn't able to take out the destroyers. So here comes another torpedo. And we're going to be hit by that, which further limits my ability to keep up. Yep, and it broke out, and it broke the steering, so that's the new steering. Like, if this were a campaign, I could fight this, but odds are I'm going to lose at least one battle cruiser and get everything else really heavily damaged. There's no way this fight is worth the battle. Worth the risk. Well, here we go. We're going to go to rebuild, because we can't win that now. We're not in a situation where we can. At least in the way the scenario wants you to. And we try again. Thank you all for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Also, don't forget to hit that stupid little bell thing that YouTube has added, because otherwise you won't get notifications of any new videos if you subscribe. Also, follow me on Twitter, @GenJeft, as I always have my video updates on there, so you will never miss a video if you're on my Twitter feed, because they'll all be posted. And any other dumbass comment I make as well. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.